Hello and welcome. Have you ever wondered how amazing it would be if your cat came to you whenever called? It's almost like something out of a movie. You say their name. They immediately perk up their ears, turn their head, look in your direction, and without hesitation, walk or even run to you like a loyal and attentive little companion. For many cat owners, this seems like a distant dream, almost impossible to achieve after all. Cats are known for their independence, their unique personalities, and even that mysterious air of someone who only does what they want, when they want. But is it really impossible to teach a cat to come when called? Today you'll discover that not only is it possible, but it can also be a fun, educational, and extremely beneficial process for your relationship with your feline. Together we'll explore techniques that respect the cat's nature, value their individuality, and at the same time, transform a simple call into a powerful tool for communication, security, and affection. And here's a fun fact: unlike dogs, which were domesticated thousands of years ago to respond directly to human commands, cats followed a very different path. They approach people out of self-interest, drawn primarily by easy food and protection. This means that when a cat decides to respond to your call, it's not just obedience, it's a true act of trust and connection with you. In other words, every time your cat answers your call, you can be sure you're strengthening the bond between you. And before we get into the step-by-step guide, I want to welcome you to the Cat Forever channel, where we unravel the fascinating and complex mysteries of the feline world. Here you'll find clear explanations, practical tips, and plenty of quality information to transform your cat's life and yours into something even more special. Today, you'll learn how to teach your cat to come when called, and you'll realize that we're not talking about magic, but rather techniques based on patience, consistency, and an understanding of feline behavior. So, if you want to strengthen your bond with your cat, make everyday moments easier, and ensure greater security for them, stay with me until the end, because this video was made especially for you. One of the biggest challenges cat owners report is the difficulty getting their feline's attention. At certain times, many say things like, "My cat doesn't come when I call him, he completely ignores me," or even "he only comes when he hears the sound of the food bowl." This is a common reality, and understanding why it happens is the first step toward changing it. Cats are highly independent animals. Unlike dogs, which have been genetically selected over time to respond to human commands, cats have maintained a much stronger autonomy. This doesn't mean they don't recognize your voice or your call, but rather that, most of the time, they don't see the need to respond immediately. For them, every decision is made based on self-interest, safety, and convenience. Another important point is natural instinct. In the wild, cats don't roam in packs obeying calls. They are solitary hunters, deciding their own schedules and strategies. This behavior is still ingrained today, even in indoor cats. So, when you call, your cat mentally evaluates whether it's worth answering. If they associate your call with something positive, they're more likely to respond. Otherwise, they can safely ignore it. Additionally, there's a learning factor. Many owners call their cats randomly, inconsistently, or associate the call with negative experiences, such as giving medicine, placing them in a carrier, or clipping their nails. The cat quickly learns to associate the call with something they dislike, and then begins to avoid responding. The environment also plays a role. If your cat is in a place full of interesting stimuli, such as toys, open windows, or even in a deep state of rest, it may simply lack the motivation to stop its activity. Imagine you're relaxing on the couch watching your favorite series, and someone calls you for no good reason. You'd probably think twice before getting up too. The same thing happens with cats. Another very common cause is a lack of positive reinforcement. Many owners expect their cat to come when called, but don't offer any kind of reward when it actually responds. Over time, the cat realizes there's no benefit in responding, and therefore doesn't feel motivated to repeat the behavior. And let's not forget emotional and health factors. Cats that are stressed, anxious, or not feeling well may become more isolated and resistant to responding to calls. In these cases, the problem isn't a lack of training, but rather the feline's overall well-being, which needs to be carefully evaluated. So, we can summarize that the main reasons a cat won't come when called are natural instinct, lack of positive association, negative experiences, environmental distractions, lack of reinforcement, and health or emotional issues. With this understanding in mind, we can now move on to a practical solution, respecting your cat's timing, nature, and individual needs. Now that you understand why your cat doesn't always come when called, let's learn how to transform this situation in a practical and positive way. The key here is 3 pillars: patience, consistency, and positive reinforcement. The first step is to choose a specific call. It can be the cat's name, spoken affectionately, or even a simple word like come. The important thing is to always keep the same choice, so the cat associates the sound with the behavior. Avoid constantly changing your call, as this can confuse the feline. Next, associate the call with something positive. You can start with treats that the cat loves, but don't over-provide them daily. These treats will act as a special reinforcement. Initially, keep calls short and easy. Call the cat in a calm environment, show the treat, and when they come, immediately offer the reward along with affection and positive words. Repetition is key. Practice every day at different times, but for short periods so as not to tire your cat. Gradually, he'll understand that responding to the call always results in something pleasurable. Over time, you can vary the rewards. In addition to treats, use toys, quick games, or even affection, always respecting what motivates your cat most. Another important point is to avoid associating the call with unpleasant situations. If you need to give medicine, put the cat in the carrier, or perform any activity they don't enjoy, never use the same call. Otherwise, they'll associate the negative experience with your voice and lose interest in responding. For these situations, use a different strategy or a different sound over time. You can increase the distance and distraction levels. Start by calling in a small, quiet room, then progress to larger, more stimulating locations. Each time the cat responds, reward generously. This process is called generalization, and it will teach the cat that coming when called is always a positive thing, regardless of the environment. If you have more than one cat, it's a good idea to use different names and train them individually so that each one learns to respond to their specific call. This avoids confusion and ensures each feline receives the attention they need. Tools like clickers can be great allies. A clicker is a device that emits a short, single sound used in animal training. It helps mark exactly when a cat performs the correct behavior, making learning more clear. It works like this: you call, the cat comes, you click, and then immediately offer the reward. Over time, the sound of the clicker alone generates positive expectations in the feline. In addition to training, it's also essential to maintain the environment. Cats with access to interactive toys, scratching posts, shelves, and well-prepared windows are more emotionally balanced, which facilitates learning. A bored or stressed cat will be less likely to train. And remember, every cat has its own pace. Some learn quickly, others take weeks. The key is to not give up and make the process enjoyable. Think of it as more than just teaching a command. You're strengthening your bond with your cat, creating a unique and special form of communication. Imagine this: you call your cat in a potentially dangerous situation, such as near an open window or the front door, and he immediately comes to you. This skill can even save his life in critical moments. So, besides being fun, this training is a crucial safety tool. With patience, consistency, and affection, you will see your cat not only responding to your call, but also showing more trust and closeness to you. Today you discovered that teaching a cat to come when called is not only possible, but also a way to create an even deeper connection with your feline. Together we understood why cats don't always respond immediately, explored the factors that influence this behavior, and, most importantly, learned practical techniques to transform calling into a positive experience. We emphasize that everything is based on patience, consistency, and positive reinforcement. With treats, toys, affection, and a prepared environment, You can capture your cat's attention and transform this simple act of calling them into a special moment of interaction and affection. More than that, we've seen that this skill can be extremely useful in safety situations and even save lives. If this content resonated with you, don't forget to support the channel, like this video, subscribe to Cat Forever, and share it with other cat lovers you know. And of course, leave a comment if you've ever tried calling your cat and how it reacted. I'd love to hear your experiences. Thank you so much for following along. And remember, every little effort you make to understand and respect your cat makes your coexistence even more harmonious and happy. See you in the next video.